Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm so excited to present to you Nexe Innovations, which is a very small cap company that recently went IPO'd. And this company is very dear to my heart. So I'm so excited to tell you what this company is all about. I'm also going to cover its future product line. I'm also going to, of course, cover the risks would have involved with buying a penny stock. And I'm also going to give you my perspective on the fundamentals about this company and what I'm going to do with this stock. So if you are interested in Nexe Innovations, then you got to check out today's video. Did you know that there is 50 billion coffee pods being thrown into the landfill every single year, and it takes more than 500 years to fully compost? Now, because of this is where Nexe Innovations comes in. Darren Foots, the CEO and founder, founded this company and decided to design, manufacture, and commercialize these fully compostable coffee pods to help make a change in this destructive plastic single-use sector. Now, the company's vision is to make plant-based materials more accessible for everyday use. And the company's mission is, we are putting the planet first. Our mission is to eliminate petroleum-based plastics from the planet by innovating and manufacturing 100% plant-based materials that can be returned to the soil after use. Now, this is so dear to my heart because, as some of you know, I used to be an environmental engineer, and I dedicated my entire engineering profession to help clean up contaminated sites. So essentially, my whole life journey as an engineer was remediating contaminated sites, like basically cleaning up toxic materials all across Canada. Now, what's really interesting about this company is because the government regulations that are coming in Canada, banning all single-use plastics by the end of 2021. Though the single-use plastic coffee pods are not in this regulation, I still think that this company is lots of potential and is a great fit, aligning to the government regulation that's just starting at the end of 2021. Now, what's also super interesting to me is that this company has been around for 5 years. They've been spending a lot of research and development in producing plant-based products, starting with the coffee pods. And they built a lot of strategic partnerships with the government. So this is why they're getting funding and financing and research from these partnerships, including the University of British Columbia, where they've confirmed, I'm actually my old engineering professor, Dr. Lau, that these coffee pods can be fully composted in less than 35 days. So basically, it can be fully composted in less than 35 days, which is huge. Big shout out to Nexe Innovations for reaching out and sponsoring this video so that I could do this video for you guys and bring awareness to this company's big vision and mission. Now, the initial focus of Nexe Innovation is to zero in on that $10 billion coffee pod market, with their fully compostable pods actually becoming a staple in all these homes and offices around the world. So the total addressable market is actually quite large. So for this year, for 2021, they're going to be selling some of their products. Right now, they're focusing on production capacity, like growing their production capacity at their existing facility to make over 200 million units of their beverage pods for Keurig and Nespresso in 2021. And they're looking to expand and serve many of the companies that will be looking to use their fully compostable pods. So far, over 35 million has already been invested in this company through grants, through financing, through funding, so that they have enough money to continue to grow the production rate, which is targeted for 220 million pods to 420 million pods. Of course, they need to expand their space, get more equipment, but that's their end goal, which is to really scale up production and ultimately replace the world's single-use plastics with their compostable plant-based materials. Now, there are two upcoming product lines which are going for commercialization in 2021. Is number one, their Nexe Pods, which is their fully compostable coffee pods that can be fully composted in as little as 35 days. Their second product line, which I actually find really interesting, and I'm not a coffee drinker, but my husband is called XOMA Superfoods. Now, this coffee is actually infused with MCT oil, packaged into these fully compostable pods for health benefits. Do you remember like bulletproof coffee? I think this is like their own version of bulletproof coffee in a super convenient package that's also great for the environment. Okay, now we're going to talk about the risks before we talk about the rewards with Nexe Innovation. So the first risk is that this is a very speculative company. It's super, super early stages, so early that they have no revenue. They have no financials really to showcase like how much sales and what type of agreements that they have. So all to say is that it's really, really early stage. Now, the other risk I see is that there's going to be more and more competitors coming into the space. We've got one other product, which is another fully compostable product, but now there are other companies where they're marketing like fully recyclable or a portion of the plastics being recyclable. Now, I think that for the environmentally conscious consumer, it's very, very obvious. Like for me personally, I would not choose a recyclable coffee pod over a fully compostable coffee pod because like that a lot of the plastics actually don't get fully recycled. In fact, a lot of it still gets chucked in the landfill. So for me, being the environmental conscious consumer, I would definitely choose the fully compostable pod over a recycled pod. So what are the big rewards with Nexe Innovation? So one big competitive edge that I can see is that the founder of the company, who is Darren Foots, was formerly the past president of Granville Island Coffee, a company he built in 5 years from a small artisan roaster to a national brand. So given his expertise and his dedication to the coffee sector, I think this is huge for Nexe Innovation. Now, the second competitive edge I could see is that first, there's not a lot of plant-based compostable pods in the market. In fact, there's only one that I know of. And this one big edge is that they do not compromise on coffee taste, which is huge for those who love coffee. The third competitive edge is that this sector is like huge. The total addressable market is just so huge. And given that the government in Canada is banning single-use plastics by end of 2021, I feel like this is just the start of banning plastic. So I really think that with government regulations, with environmental trend that's huge right now, this is going to give this company more and more momentum and headway. I'm going to give you my quick back of the envelope valuations because we have no revenues, we have no sales to really go off of, but there was some key insight in this video up here where they did say that they're targeting about $20 million of revenue. Now, I think that obviously just the beginning because they're only producing 100 to 120 million pods per year. And assuming the wholesale rate is like 20 cents per pod, then that's how I kind of figured out the $20 million by back calculating with the pods that they're going to produce every single year. But that's just the start of it. Now they're really looking to scale production to 200 million pods per year, and their maximum production is actually 400 million pods per year. So given a 20 cents per pod, then we're looking at potentially $40 million of revenue to $80 million of revenue every single year. So you could just look at the market cap and divide it by their revenue run rate and figure out, is this valuation good for you given the early stages in this company? This company's vision and mission is so, so dear to my heart. But because their revenue and their sales and their agreements and are not in place yet, like I'm sure they're in the works. It's just that it's not super evident to me yet. And it's all, I'm sure, going to be like really, really evident in 2021, like in the upcoming months. All to say is that it's still too early stage for me to make an investment. But this is definitely going to be on my watch list because I really think that the risk versus reward is like, well, the reward is super, super huge compared to the risks involved with this company. But again, I like to invest my money in when the company has actual revenues in place and I could start seeing the product line. So all to say is I want them to actually show sales and really show their product line. So I'm just so excited just to bring this video to you, just to bring awareness to Nexe Innovations. Anyways, I hope you found this video super helpful. If so, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, why not? I give you lots of videos on stock investing, on real estate investing to grow your income, build your wealth, and ultimately help you live your best life. So please subscribe and hit that notification button. I'll see you in the next video.